What is going on, guys? X7 here, and I have a new video today. And oh man, did some shit happen on this random day in August, 23rd August. And unfortunately, it was not the release of 2005scape. Um, you can probably tell by the little forum post I'm on and it's PK being unbanned. I will preface this by saying I don't have an issue with PK or him getting unbanned for that matter. Um, I think overall it's a good thing that people like if the rules were less harsh, I think more people would play. Um, but he pretty much got perm banned for going onto an account, trading over multi-blogging, trading over a Green Party app from one account to another account. Whether that account was his friend's account or that's his mule slash alt. Only a few people really know. There's a bunch of theories going around. There's a bunch of like misconceptions about whose account this is and everything like that. So we're not going to get into that part of it. And like I said, I've never had an issue with BK. He's in lit, so he's the what do you call it, the opponent or whatever of Soul. But we're lit and Soul work pretty well together. We just kind of war together. We do a lot of community events together, so it's a lot of fun. Whether that be like draft wars or anything like that. Von Mitch when he was part of Soul. We're not gonna get into that part because that's a whole different story. But like Canada was hooking up a lot of the wars and everything like that. And it was a lot of fun. Got a lot of people in the community involved. I think it got a lot of people train their accounts up, and it got a lot of people involved in the clan scene. I think both clans, Lit and Soul, and maybe AG2, but I don't really know, have seen a boost in playtime and a boost in like how many members they have. So it's really cool to see. Um, and if you're not part of the clan scene, I guess don't worry about it. It's not really going to affect the game that much for you. It's mostly just PKing. But anyways, we're here to talk about the PK unban. Once again, I have nothing against PK. He's always been chill to me. If you remember my rares video, I said that he hooked me up with the blue Halloween mask for like 36, 37 mil when they were like 45 mil. And it really got me into the rare scene at the time. And then obviously shit happened and everything else. Um, what I do have a problem with, and I'm going to talk about it, is how Pizzazz went and handled this. And like I said, I'm going to show you all the messages that are on here. And this isn't the first time he's shown preferential treatment to a player. If you remember way back in the day, there was this just trips ending. I don't even remember Pizzazz files or something like that. Pizzazz files most viewed. All right. Anyways, there was like Pizzazz files somewhere on the forums, and it was something like oh no, I missed it. And it was somewhere on the forums that he had made an account for somebody, trips ending, and he leveled it for him. He made it like a med level after he got banned for railroad trading or something like that, multi-logging, whatever he was doing. But he got banned for it. And or he was botting. That's what it was. He was botting, or Vennies were playing on his account. And he made him an account so he can continue to play. He was telling him quote unquote insider information about like when worlds will get rebooted. He had a decision making in it, like hold up, don't do it now, do it in like 2 hours, so we can get the rune restocks and all that stuff. And that's where I had a problem with it originally. All the whole Pizzazz files, PK paying $3,000 for rares. There's some other shit in there. The really only thing was the whole account making and doing stuff behind the mod team's back. And once again, he's Pizzazz is the server owner. He runs the server. We don't pay him for it or anything like that. Well, some of us don't pay him for it. But pretty much here's what happened that is the problem. You can see that D kind of breaks it down. D had pretty much put out that PK and EJM had traded over party hats, and it was PK on both accounts. And he had been, and we're gonna get to the part where it has all the things on it, all the unban requests, appeals, and this right here is a pretty telling part. Only Pizzazz and PK and friends know why the account was unbanned. Obviously, it's because PK's close to Pizzazz is most likely the most likely scenario. We likely wouldn't see this if it was just a random player. Like if I got banned, Pizzazz wouldn't step in for me. And it's been proven that PK and Pizzazz are very close. Maybe not on a personal level, but at least in the game level. They have pages worth of, screenshotted a Discord DMs and all that. And it showed that PK was part of the decision making on how rares were introduced or how you could get them, because there was in the Pizzazz files, he showed, oh, this is, you kill this X amount, do this action, everything like that. So he had inside information while the rest of us were just told to play the game. Um, and by time it really got to matter, like a lot of the rares were coming out, we kind of already knew how it worked. A lot of people had got them SS mining or thieving or whatever. So we knew kind of like more actions per minute dictated how much more of a chance you had. But going on to this, D, who is now an ex-moderator because he resigned over this, and pretty much said that the mod team was not involved in this decision. And this is after Pizzazz strictly stated that he was not part of the mod team. He was only on the development team because he had taken himself off the team because of the trip's ending controversy. But this shows that he still has ultimate power. Obviously, like I said, he hosts the servers. He could do whatever he wants with it. He could shut it down tomorrow. We couldn't really do anything about it. But going, and I'm going to get to it. Blah, 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 XYZs, dumb people saying dumb things. And then Colin comes out and he's against this. Obviously, he was one of the mod teams that were against it. More stuff. A lot of people don't like D because of the whole E-Trade and PK like Elf. That's who this is. So he's in a low thing. And then we keep going down. And this is Pazaz's response. He says a lot of bullshit of, I don't disagree with everything, but it's something blah, blah, blah. I lost my tact in the moment. It hurts some mods' feelings. Pretty much Pizzazz went against the mod team's decisions on that as well. Mistakes are allowed, blah, blah, blah. Many of the staff have taken it back. So we can see a lot of the staff haven't really been participating. So it was D, Vi, Colin, Jad, so a lot of people. And he added himself into here, so I guess he put himself back on the mod team after he had taken himself off. But yeah, on this morning, blah, 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 he pretty much said that he decided to make, the decision ultimately to unban him. Facilitating the trade between Okay. So pretty much he used a middleman with Von as the middleman. And PK appealed it in July and said, blah, 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 unban my account. And he said a bunch of shit. I'm assuming this is D because, I mean, I think it was said that it was D somewhere. But it was decided by the mod team as a whole that the appeal was denied. Blah, blah. He does another one. He specifically calls out D somewhere. But he denies it again. And then another appeal. And then, so he did 3 different appeals. And eventually, a day after his last appeal, Pizzazz, and like I said, the mods probably know a different story. The mods probably got told by Pizzazz, like, hey, I'm unbanning him. Sucks to suck. I do what I want. That kind of sounds harsh, but he pretty much goes on and says, you are now unbanned. The last 11 weeks will count towards your unbanned, so you can probably get once you're done reading it. So pretty much he said the time that he spent banned is done. And in the Rares Discord, there was a lot of statements of PK knew he was getting unbanned. He said that would only last a couple more weeks, and obviously this is what he meant. He was working with Pizzazz to make sure that kind of died down, I'm guessing, from his original unban request. And then here's another problem. Like, and people have gone on to say he was joking and everything like that, but I don't know if you could see it very well. But pretty much he goes in and says he's part of Frontline, or he used to be part of Frontline, and he made a real life threat, and he says take it however it wants, and then blah blah blah. Yeah. And whether that's a true statement or not doesn't really matter. That's, you know, a vague threat, and Pizzazz knew about it. So he made the decision that, you know, he was going to abandon by himself. He pretty much went over the mods heads and said, "Hey, this is my friend. I'm going to do it. I'm going to hook him up." And like I said, if I did it, and like I said, I don't have an issue with PK, and I don't have an issue with him being unbanned. But this right here from Pizzazz, along with like the whole trips ending thing from last year and the questionable decisions that he's made and gone over and really put a bad look on his mods teams, that's the issue. And who's to stop him from doing, like, putting items in the game? This for me makes me question his integrity. Um, Even more than like the whole trips ending thing. At least during the trips ending thing, he decided to take himself out of the mod team afterwards, or allegedly he said he took himself out of the mod team. Obviously, it's not true. More mods quit, and pretty much this is all just a bunch of, you know, people being dumb, people being saying whatever they want, whether they're for it or whether they're against it or anything like that. All this to show is like, you have the creator of the game that has a mod team in place to handle this. But if they don't handle it the way he wants them to handle it, he'll take reins back over and take things into his own hands. So I don't know. It rubbed me a wrong way when he was like helping out Trips Ending and all the last year stuff with PK and everything like that. And this kind of hits like the nail in the coffin for me, right? And I'm not saying I'm quitting, but I think for now I need to take a step back from the game. Um, and people will be like, "Oh, you're overreacting. PK didn't do anything wrong or whatever." But I'm like, it's not PK who's making me like not want to play right now. And to be honest, I haven't been playing a little bit because I've been busy with work. But I've always been thinking about the game, you know, this, that, this, like you do as with a RuneScape player. But the pizzazz thing, like, part of me is like, oh yeah, he gives us the game for free and everything like that, and that's great. But what's to stop, like, his integrity is in question? What's to stop him from doing anything else? And I sent a message to Repose because he and I were talking about two. I'm just gonna get the parts that matter for this. And I'm going to take it out of, because he and I talked about it. Yeah. I have to make a new thing. 1 second. And me and him were talking about, I kind of described how I was thinking at the time. Notepad, and then transform. And pretty much hot take, you know, final say, whatever. And I said, don't get me wrong, I've never had an issue with PK. He was chill. I said everything about that. But the way that Pizzazz undermines his mod team seems pretty fucked up. And, you know, something about Thing. And this is the example I use. Imagine if Jagas banned Odablock and Andrew Gower came back and unbanned him and said, no, I'll take, you know, all of this. And obviously that wouldn't happen. Andrew Gower's not on the team, but that's pretty much what he did. Somebody who's not a mod, or says he's not a mod, ultimately came back and was a mod. And once again, it's Pizzazz game. He can do whatever he wants. But I don't know. For me, when you undermine somebody who's been working for you for free for, it's not just one person. I keep saying D, but like it's D, Colin. I'm sure there's other mods involved with it, and people who got rubbed the wrong way with the PK and E trade thing too. Like if they're working for you for free, and you just come out and say fuck you, pretty much, that's kind of fucked up. And the integrity of him being not even like a developer or a game manager, but as a person, like I don't know. Maybe I'll feel differently sometime, but for now, like I said, I'm going to take a step back from the game. I thought about it a lot today, and yeah, hope people enjoy 05scape. Maybe I'll come on for the release, maybe not, but we'll just have to see. All right, guys, take it easy.